Okay. Still just the three of us. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm glad to see people are joining us here this evening. My name is Cindy Burrison. I'm a high school counselor at Lutheran North in St. Louis. Just want to welcome you to the virtual college exploration for all Missouri students, sponsored by the Missouri Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Just want to give you a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to the presenters at any time. And your camera and microphone are turned off automatically for you, so the panelists can neither see nor hear you. We have many sessions going on, so you can check out the full schedule at moacac.org, which is probably where you were to sign up for this. And this presentation is recorded, will be recorded, and will be available within about a week. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and turn this over to our presenters, Bobby and Scott from State Technical College. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Cindy. Sorry, Scott. I'll introduce myself really fast, and then Scott, I will let you take it away. I'm Bobby. I'm our regional St. Louis rep, and I will be responding to any questions in the Q&A function while Scott presents. So, Scott, it is all.
Thanks for helping me out, Bobby. I appreciate it. Hello, everybody. My name is Scott Moorfeld, and I am an admissions rep here at State Technical College of Missouri. State Tech is Missouri's only two-year state technical college. That being said, we are a state school and we are heavy hands-on, time on task is kind of how we like to put it here at State Tech. We're located in Lynn, Missouri. So if you've never been to Lynn, it's about 30 minutes southeast of Jeff City. We're about an hour southeast of Columbia and about an hour northeast of Lake of the Ozarks. So we're right in the center of the state. We broke record enrollment this year with about 1,900 students. So we actually have more students on campus than the town has population. So, and so we are open for business. We started doing tours daily, June 1. So you can reach out to us. You can schedule your own tour through the website, statetechmo.edu. And it actually let you pick your day and time. We usually do a 9 a.m. and a 1 p.m. tour. And don't forget to apply. Applying to the college doesn't lock you in. It doesn't marry you to the college. It just allows us to sort of keep track of where you are in that admissions process. So if you're missing admission requirements, we can reach out to you and let you know that we're missing those. We've already started admitting for fall of 21. So if you're a senior, the longer you wait, the shorter that window gets. So make sure that you apply, again, statetechmo.edu. You can schedule your tour. We do have an open house coming up Saturday, October 17th. It's free to attend. We just want you to RSVP online. And what that allows you to do is to come onto campus, spend as much time here as you want. You can visit programs, you can talk to instructors, you can visit with current students. We'll have all kinds of cool things happening on campus. So that will be an in-person event for us Saturday, October 17th. So put that on your calendar and make sure that you join us for that event. We are the employer's choice here in the state of Missouri. And the reason we say that is because we have a 99% placement rate within 6 months of graduating. If you're looking at colleges, placement rate is huge. That just shows how much the college is going to work to help you find a job once you graduate or once you get ready to graduate. So again, 99% placement within 6 months of graduating. We are a state school, so A+ will cover tuition and standard fees. A+ doesn't cover books, tools, meals, housing, or program-specific fees, but it will cover a bulk of the cost of going to State Tech. Again, books, tools, meals, housing, and some program-specific fees aren't covered by A+. And then we offer lifetime career services. So as a graduate of State Tech, for the rest of your life, we'll assist you in finding a job. You know, part of what we do really well is we partner with employers. And so those employers look at each major at State Tech twice a year. In the spring and in the fall, they look at what we're teaching, how we're teaching it, and the equipment that our students are working with. Where is the value for that? Well, it's so that we stay up with the trends in the industry. So our students are working in state-of-the-art shops and labs, and of course those employers want those grads. So that lends to that 99% placement rate as well. For a second year in a row, this is really exciting news. Second year in a row, Wallet Hub rated us or ranked us the number one two-year college in the country. So they looked at a number of two-year colleges, junior college, community colleges, and technical colleges, and ranked us number one, second year in a row. That's awesome. We're really proud of that. That just proves that what we're doing here at State Tech is good stuff. So part of what I wanted to do this evening, just to really kind of shine a light on what we do and how we do it, I've got this PowerPoint broken into divisions, and I just want to talk just very high level about each one of our programs, so that depending on what you're interested in, you can see what we have to offer and if it falls into, you know, a category that you're looking for. So I'm just going to get started here. And if you have questions as you go through, put those in the chat function, and Bobby will, Bobby's waiting on the wing to answer any of those questions that you might have. So the Ag and Turf equipment option is essentially a year in power sports and a year in commercial turf. And really those students are geared towards working at sports complexes, you know, helping to manage groups of folks that work on leaf blowers and lawnmowers and weed eaters. And really you have a skill set that you could work at, you know, a lawnmower dealership, or even in the turf, you know, the turf industry itself. So very versatile degree. The reason that the agribusiness option has an asterisk next to it is because it is a potential major for fall of 21. So we're waiting for approval. Once that gets approved, that agribusiness option will be really kind of focused on office management, project management, and accounting for the agribusiness sector. Commercial turf and grounds management, those students will you know, learn about turf. They'll learn about landscaping, computer-aided landscape design. Prior to this summer, those commercial turf students took care of all of our grounds here on campus. So this summer we purchased the Osage Country Club here in Lynn. So it's a 9-hole course that those students will be using as their living labs. So they will do mowing, they will identify weed and you know, pests of all kinds out there. And so, and what's awesome about that golf course is that as a student here at State Tech, you're a member of that golf course. So you can go out there and play, you know, 9 holes of golf if you want. There's a pool out there. So this time of the year, it would be pretty chilly, but definitely in the summer, you could take advantage of the pool and the golf course out there. Power sports technology, motorcycles, four-wheelers, side-by-sides. We added a marine component. So really small engine up to like utility tractors, small utility tractors. So fuel systems, electronics, suspension, front to back, top to bottom. The General Technology MFA program is specific to MFA, farmer-owned co-op here in the state of Missouri. And so what they were looking for was custom applicators. There's a shortage of those folks. So if you see the John Deere tractor with the spray boom on it, that's really what those students are geared to do once they graduate. So sponsored by MFA, then they become a student at State Tech. You would work for MFA the summer before you start at State Tech, and then the summer between your first and your second year. And really they're taking classes in power sports and commercial turf and heavy equipment operations and all kinds of different majors to help them become a custom applicator for herbicides and pesticides to production agriculture, things like wheat, corn, soybeans. But those students, again, are sponsored by MFA, and they gain a scholarship in that process. On the business side of things, so accounting is just that. So learning how to manage books and making sure that businesses are, you know, in the black and not in the red. Business administration is really a good general overall degree. Office management, project management, accounting. We've got the agribusiness option, so it's those same things geared towards the agribusiness sector. Digital marketing is a potential major for fall of 21, and they will essentially learn how to use things like social media and platforms like that to advertise and drive business to a company. The technical specialty option is reserved for students who have been through one of our other programs here at State Tech. They can stay an extra year and learn how to start up and run their own business and gain an additional degree. And then the technical specialty in healthcare is for students who maybe know that they want to be in the healthcare field, but aren't really sure what space they want to be in. And maybe they want to deal with patients, but not like inside the doctor's office. right? So office management, project management, and accounting, and some technical classes specific to healthcare. So it's a very a versatile degree as well. And for our business options, we actually do have an agreement with Central Methodist out of Fayette, Missouri. So students can do 2 years with us, 2 more years at Fayette at Central Methodist in business, and get a bachelor's degree. It's a seamless transfer, so you wouldn't lose any credits in that process. In the construction division, civil engineering technology, those students are really working with materials. So asphalt, concrete. The student that's flying the drone in the photo there, they use drones at quarries to fly above rock piles so they can figure out how much supplies they have. But it's making your own asphalt and concrete in the lab and then testing the strength of that, which is pretty cool. So, and those students can do 4 extra classes to become a licensed surveyor. They would do those on Saturdays. Extra feather in your cap, makes you more marketable. Great thing to have in your back pocket. Drafting and design engineering technology, they actually study in 5 different areas. So architectural, structural, mechanical, civil, and electrical. Computer aided drafting, they actually have 3D printers so they can make 3D parts and pieces up in their lab. They recently got what they call an iTable. So it's like a massive flat screen that is touchscreen, and they can put designs on that and alter the designs and then project that onto the board in the classroom, which I think is very cool. Just proof that we are mirroring the industry. We're doing the same things that they're doing in the industry to make our students marketable and valuable. Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning technology, residential and commercial heating and cooling. Everything from the AC unit in the building that I'm in to your home AC unit, refrigerators, ice machines, all parts of it. Electrical, you do every single piece of the HVAC industry there in that department. So really our specialty here at State Tech is 2-year Associate of Applied Science degrees. And typically 2 years would be like, 4 semesters. But we do have some 1-year certificate options, and heavy equipment operations is one of those. So you can see them there operating the dozer, putting soil in the back of that dump truck. But those students start in June and they end in May. It's a Monday through Thursday program. They don't earn an Associate of Applied Science degree. They earn a certificate. They also will earn their OSHA 10-hour card and their commercial driver's license. So they earn a Class A commercial driver's license, and they're on the back 125 acres of campus. So that is their playground. They're in dozers, loaders, scrapers, backhoes, excavators, all on the back 125 acres of campus. Industrial electricity, the construction option, is not a building trades program, but residential and commercial wiring. So learning how to pull wires, hook up switches, everything basically from the fuse box all through the house, home, or the business, learning how to bend conduit. And so we touch on different parts of the construction industry. We get asked a lot about a building trades program. We don't have it, but we can touch a lot of different parts of that industry, which I think is valuable. So if you're into like electronics and computer, we've got lots of options for you here, as you can see. The biomedical engineering technology program, they will do, basically, they're working on heart monitors, sonogram machines, defibrillators, x-ray machines, so hardware in the healthcare field. So sometimes if I talk to students and like, I want to be in healthcare, but I'm not really sure what space I want to be in, that's a great place to be. You think about a global pandemic and the need for folks to work on defibrillators and anything hospital related. I mean, there's such a huge demand for that. I talked about the digital marketing option. Computer application development is programming, so coding, COBOL, C#, HTML, writing code. I talked about drafting. Electronics, those students will actually learn how to build their own computer. They take a class in lasers, and they take all kinds of things apart and put them back together. They build and program boards. So it's really the student with the green board kind of second from the left there. That's what they're working on in that electronics lab. So again, our students are taking exactly what they've learned in the classroom and then putting it into practice in the shop or the lab. There's so much value in that, and that's what we do really well. Networking systems technology, the students can gain certifications in addition to that degree. They will build networking towers, like you see the young man in the blue hoodie there. He's working on a networking tower. So whenever we think about like high schools and even the college here, all of everything that is here kind of talks to each other. And that's what they're working on in networking, making sure that all those parts and pieces kind of talk to each other and communicate with each other, and they troubleshoot, diagnose, and repair those pieces as well. We do have health sciences. So practical nursing and dental assisting on this list, they're both one-year certificates. So the practical nursing program, basic patient care, once students become a licensed practical nurse, you pass the state license, then you can roll into our RN program or associate degree of nursing. It's a 1+1, 1 year in practical nursing, one more additional year in the associate degree of nursing. They're in a building that's just a couple years old. They have simulators that have computer chips in them, so they can alter the breathing and the heartbeat. They've got a simulator that can give birth right there in their lab, which is very technology forward. Very, very cool training piece to have. Dental assisting technology, again, 1 year certificate. And you can see the students there working on a set of teeth. And so they'll make impressions, they'll grind those down. They have they have 3 different laboratories, so it's 3 different simulated dentist offices. They've got an x-ray machine that it does orbital scans, so just around your head, and it will do 2D and 3D imaging. Medical radiologic technology is x-ray tech, and the physical therapy assistant, you can see them, the last picture on the right. They are, you meet with the physical therapist assistant, and they're helping you stretch and find range of motion so that when your physical therapist meets with you, they can really evaluate, are you healing? What therapies do you need to do next? And so on. And so just because we're a technical college, it's important to understand that we're not easier than it would be anywhere else. And so that's great because it makes you competitive in the marketplace. But we all follow the same state boards. And so it's important to note that, that those programs are highly competitive and they're in demand. Any of your health science programs have a December 5th priority consideration date. And what that means is you have all your admission requirements in prior to December 5th. The department will choose the students out of that group first. And then if they have space left after that, then they'll take additional students. Heavy equipment operations also has a December 5th priority consideration date. And I'll try to remember to mention those again at the end. Again, questions as I go through, hit Bobby up on the chat function there, and he'll get your questions answered for you. So I talked about the first 2 there already. The radiation protection option is really, students that go through nuclear technology, they could go work at a plant somewhere, a power plant, or that this option could go work at a hospital monitoring radiation that patients and even employees are exposed to. So that is a possibility for those students as well. On the industrial and manufacturing side of things, I mentioned the first 2, the automated controls technician option. So if you see that yellow robotic arm there, below that arm is a conveyor belt. Along the conveyor belt are sensors that can read things like shapes and barcodes and colors. Those students will learn how to troubleshoot, diagnose, and repair that whole system. There are small motors beneath that conveyor system that drive it. And so it's all encompassing. They learn all parts of it, the wiring, the hydraulics, the pneumatics. Very lucrative degree to have for sure. Precision machining. So the student to the very most right there, he is doing some measuring. And so we have fully automated machines as well as manual machines. This is a program where the students literally could do a design, make a 3D prototype, and then actually make the part of the piece out of wood, plastic, or metal right in the same lab. It's incredible. It's so cool. And so they also have a water jet table, so it uses water pressure in a stone that's ground up really fine like sand to pierce metal or porcelain or granite. And so they do all kinds of cool designs back there. If that sounds interesting to you, open house Saturday, October 17th, come and see it. They'll have some of their machines running. We recently got a 5-axis machine. If you don't know what that means, come and check it out. It's very, very cool. Welding technology. So our welding program is unique because it's 5 semesters, but we don't just teach just pipe or just structural. We do it all, including management. So blueprint reading, symbol and interpretation, MIG, TIG, stick, acetylene, oxyacetylene, flux core, they're doing it all. They have a crane that runs almost the full length of the building. So they do hoisting and rigging. We've got a Lincoln plasma table and a Lincoln robotic arm welder. that students will also learn how to program and operate. So, and all of the welders, that building is probably 3 to 4 years old. All of the welders were brand new when we built the building. So the welders are getting good use out of them. One thing to note, it's a great thing that we're a small college because the class sizes are small, but what does that mean? It means we run out of space. So again, if you're a senior and State Tech is one of your top 10 options, please visit us, because the longer you wait, the less chance you have of getting into a program. So there is some urgency behind it. Auto collision, so 2 downdraft paint booths. We've got 2 prep booths. We've got a wireless frame straightener. They'll learn how to weld on plastics. They use water-based paint as well as solvent-based paint, because that's what the industry does. Automotive Technology has a general option, electric hybrid, high performance, and light duty diesel. So you're learning fuel systems, electrical, suspension for all of those different options. I'll talk about a heavier diesel option here in just a second. Aviation maintenance, so learning how to be an aircraft mechanic. Fixed wing, so planes, as well as helicopters, and all parts. So those students that come out will have an Associate of Applied Science degree, and then they have an opportunity to take 2 federal tests. And really where the value is behind those federal tests, because once you're federally certified, you can work on any aircraft. Until then, you can't. Having the degree is nice, but those certifications are built within that program. So we're going to give you everything to make you marketable and valuable. Heavy equipment technology is ag or construction. So if you want to work on balers or combines or dozers, loaders, scrapers, we're going to partner you with a dealership close to home. 8 weeks at State Tech, 8 weeks at that dealership, and you take exactly what you've learned here and you get to put it into practice, into real life. I love it. It's so cool. The CAT option is specific to Caterpillar. And so those students are chosen by Caterpillar before they become students at State Tech. And it's the same way, 8 weeks at State Tech, 8 weeks at the dealership, get paid as they go through the program. You can see how if you're using A+ and you go through one of these programs, you should be able to come out of college with very little student loan debt, very little. Medium heavy truck, box trucks, semis, concrete trucks, all the different brands. And in that lab, we actually have mobile lifts. So they're wireless and they will connect on Bluetooth. So it doesn't matter what angle we have those trucks in the shop. We drive those lifts in at the wheels and we can lift whichever trucks we want, which is pretty cool. Come and check it out. I talked about power sports and I talked about that MFA program. Just a reminder, questions that you have, send them to Bobby, put them in the chat function and he will get those questions answered for you. Electrical distribution systems, a lot of people refer to this as our lineman program. And so you can see them there climbing the pole. So those students will learn how to put those poles up, the crossbar on the top, they'll learn how to put that on. Really all parts of safety, obviously, and then the technical side of it as well. They will earn a CDL, commercial driver's license, and an OSHA 10-hour card. So really, they will do some stuff underground, but most of the electrical stuff that they're doing is above ground. Electric power generation technology. One thing I want to say about the electrical distributions program, they have a December 5th final deadline. So they won't take any admission requirements after December 5th. If you're looking at that program, all admission requirements must be in by December 5th. That's why when you apply, it helps us keep track of where you are in that process. So applying to the college is a great idea because we're going to help you keep on track so that you don't miss those deadlines. Electric power generation technology. So those students are learning how to work on big electric power generators down to home generators. And right now it is an add-on degree. So you go through one of our other programs, you stay a summer semester and get an additional degree in electric power generation. Nuclear technology has 3 options: instrumentation and control, reactor operations, and radiation protection. And really, those students are geared towards going to work at a power plant. And we have folks that come to us that need technicians all the time. Great starting salary for those graduates. Sometimes you have to go where the work is to gain that experience and then, move back closer to home. But definitely if you are science and math minded, nuclear technology is a great place to be. And you could even follow that up with a bachelor's degree if you wanted to. Utility systems technician, you can see those students in the most right there on that yellow mini backhoe. And so it's different from the lineman program in the fact that they will do trenching and boring. They'll have experience on, many backhoes, track hose. They will still do pole top rescue, so they still get to climb poles, and they will also get a CDL, a commercial driver's license. But the areas that they focus on are water, wastewater, gas, and fiber optics. So I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a huge push for fiber to rural America. This is a slam dunk degree to have to be marketable in that space. We are in the process, if anybody's been by campus recently, or if you come to open house, you can see it. We're in the process of building a brand new utility building. It's going to be about 20,000 square foot, but it will be tall enough that we can put those power poles or those power lines up inside if we want to do training inside the building. We also have lots of training outside. So those of you that love to be in the weather, we'll do that too, because that's real life. So we are at about 360 acres. And then you can see the picture of campus there to the most right. And I'll talk about housing and some other stuff in a little bit. We have a lot of acreage, but most of the campus is at the front part of the acreage. And then you can see Highway that runs right in front of campus there. So we're easily accessible. More than 500,000 square foot of educational facilities, which we're really proud of, and state-of-the-art facilities as well. And this just proves that. You can see some of the shops that our students are working in, golf greens. We've got the golf course now. And so more than 50 labs across campus that we're extremely proud of. The activity center is a cool place for students to hang out. You're like, okay, Scott, yeah, that's all good, but what am I gonna do in between classes or on the weekend? This activity center is a great solution for that. So it's a massive facility. We've got 3 full-size basketball/volleyball courts, an indoor walking and running track. There's a weight room down there. So we've got free weights. We've got a Smith machine, a cable machine, 2 squat racks, leg press, treadmills, all the things, flat screens. It's awesome. As well as an aerobics floor. So we teach classes here at State Tech. Most of those are free for our members. We have community members that pay to have a membership here as well. And then down in that space, we also have an indoor air rifle archery range. So yes, you can bring your own bow as long as you have it in a case that locks. Come see us at open house. We'll show you the indoor air rifle archery range and the workout facilities there. We have a game center in that facility as well that houses pool tables, air hockey, foosball, ping pong, flat screens, PlayStation, Xbox. Great hangout space for students. We do have on-campus housing. It's first come, first served. So 1,900 students, 144 beds on campus. If you're a senior, please get to campus. See if this is an option for you. And if it is, then submit the paperwork to reserve your spot. If you're a junior, please come and take a tour and see if this is the right fit for you, because really your junior year is a great time to put your deposit down and fill out the information for on-campus housing. 2 students to a room. Each room comes with 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 chairs. Each room is independently heated and cooled. You get a private bathroom. So each room has its own bathroom, which is worth 2 thumbs up at least. And laundry facilities down there, full-size kitchen, and a student lounge. Now, with on-campus housing, those students get 14 meals of buffet-style food per week. So I promise you, you will not starve. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner Monday through Thursday, breakfast and lunch on Friday. The cafeteria closes at 2 on Friday, and there's no food service on campus through the weekend. That doesn't mean you have to go home. It just means you have to cook for yourself, and you have a full-size kitchen in that commons area. And so you've got plenty of things to cook with down there in that kitchen. So again, you don't have to go home on the weekend. You just have to kind of fend for yourself, cook for yourself if you want. Again, I'm going to mention the application because it's worth mentioning. statetechmo.edu. It's free. It's free to apply. That's not the best part about the application, I don't think. I think the best part is that it's short. And so it may take you 15 minutes to do that application. Again, it doesn't marry you to the college. It just allows us to help you stay on track with those admission requirements. So that being said, what do we want from you? A couple of things that we want is definitely, if you're a senior, an unofficial high school transcript. Your counselor can send that to us. They can email it, they can fax it. They don't have to send a hard copy. We want that as an official. So once you complete your senior year, then you'll have that official transcript sent to us, and that will be a hard copy, because if you do the A+ program, it has the hard copy has the school's A+ seal on it. So the other thing we definitely want are test scores. So I know there were a lot of students that were having a hard time getting into ACT testing because of COVID. So, and that's fine. We will take ACT or AccuPlacer test scores. So for those of you that aren't familiar or aren't aware, the AccuPlacer is untimed. It's all on the computer, and we'll test you in math, reading, and writing. Those are the 3 areas that we want to look at. Helps us place you in a math class, a writing class, and if you need a reading class. So what's great about the AccuPlacer is, let's say you take it once and you're interested in welding. Your math isn't high enough. You just test in that one section, retest in that one section. You don't have to retake the whole test just to raise that one score. So if you have both sets of scores, ACT and AccuPlacer, we'll mesh them up and we'll take the highest math, reading, and writing from whichever test. Now, where that becomes really important are programs like the lineman program and health sciences and some of our other programs that are competitive to get into. You want to get those test scores as high as you can, because it makes you more competitive in that process. So makes sense at the end of the day. What's cool is that we're offering the, excuse me, the AccuPlacer virtually. So if you have technology that has a webcam, during our operating hours, you can take that AccuPlacer. The results are still instant. It's still untimed. We want to make sure you're the one taking the test, and it's $20, whether you take one section or all 3. So, and you can very easily sign up, excuse me, for the AccuPlacer at statetechmo.edu. And again, there is a $20 test fee, whether you take one section or all 3. Other items varies by program. So that's why that application is important, because as soon as you fill that out, we're going to send you a list of things that you need to turn in. Again, we're going to help keep you on track. That's part of what we do, and we take pride in that. Some photos for you here at the end. So the young lady up in the upper left-hand corner, she painted that hood. It's a dragon, fire-breathing dragon. She's very talented. You've got precision machining, power sports. The young man in the bottom left-hand corner is working on biomedical equipment. So that's the heart monitors, sonogram machines, defibrillators I was talking about earlier. The students in the middle at the bottom with the skeleton, so that's an anatomage table, and it is a touch screen table that they can load all kinds of, like, you know, bodies or skeletons or whatever, and they can zoom in on muscle fibers and bones and really look at the whole patient in that table. They can turn it, and it's amazing. It's such a cool training piece. I'm amazed by it every time I see it. Come to open house and take a look at it. It's so cool to see. And then Haley's in the bottom right-hand corner. Haley actually placed 3rd at National Skills, and the school has the Harley that she's sitting on, and they work on it on a regular basis. And so she is still a superstar. She's gone through a couple of our programs here at State Tech and has done very well for herself. So I've got contact information here at the end. We are on all the forms of social media. So like us, follow us, all the things. We will push out open house event information, as well as other things that we've got going on campus. The plane in the photo in the bottom right-hand corner, that actually, we purchased that jet a couple years ago. And so students work on it. They had to chop the wings and the tail off to get it onto campus, to put it on a trailer to get it here. But yeah, it's an aviation. So their hangar actually has a helicopter and planes and engines and all kinds of cool things in it. So if you've never thought about being an aircraft mechanic, there's a huge demand for those folks. And so what happens when there's a huge demand for somebody? Usually the pay is good. The pay is high. So so that's a great thing to keep in mind. So just a couple of reminders before I end this session. So housing, first come, first served basis. 144 beds, 1,900 students. It goes quick. Do you ever have to live on campus? No. There are plenty of places in Lynn, but if you live on campus, you're going to have 14 meals a week. That's a guarantee. Good things: smoked brisket, homemade desserts, Do I need to go any further? The food is amazing. It's really good. So open house, Saturday, October 17th. You can find the details on the website at statetechmo.edu, and it's free to attend. Come take a look at whatever program or programs you want to see, and then you hit the road for the day. You don't have to stay all day. You certainly can if you want, but you don't have to. We will be offering AccuPlacer testing on that Saturday of open house. And so students can certainly test here if you want to. It's still untimed. The results are still instant. And it's still going to be $20. But what I would recommend is, you know, if you've got the technology, take it from school or from home during our operating hours, because there's a lot to be said for being able to take it in an environment that you're really comfortable with. Priority consideration dates. So heavy equipment operations is December 5th. All health science programs is also December 5th. And then a final deadline for the lineman program, electrical distribution systems. They won't take any admission requirements after December 5th for that program. A+. So A+ will cover tuition and standard fees. 5 things it doesn't cover: books, tools, meals, housing, and program specific fees. So those are the things that that A+ will not cover, but again, it will cover bulk of the cost of attending State Tech. We have a really cool chat function at statetechmo.edu. If you're not a get on the phone kind of a person, you're more of a, like, I'll chat with you. It's not texting, but it's close. You can just hop on the website, a little chat dialog box will come up. You get on there, you send us a question. We're always there to answer it. If it comes in after hours, we'll get to it the next morning. I promise you we will. And it's worth visiting to the admissions portion of the website. So statetechmo.edu, choose that admissions tab, and get into that page. And at the bottom, you will see all of our contact information. You know, everybody from Bobby, who's on with me tonight, to Christy, who, if you've done anything with State Tech, you know Christy Fick. And so you'll see all of our photos and our contact information. So beyond, you know, this evening, there are tons of ways to get a hold of us, but I highly recommend the open house Saturday, October 17th. I think I'm about up for time this evening. So I just want to thank everybody for joining me and joining Bobby as well. Any questions that you have, certainly beyond this session, reach out to us. We are in the office 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. And so we would definitely love to answer any of those questions that you have. And please, if you haven't been to campus, come down to see us or come up to see us, depending on where you are in the state. We love to have visitors, and especially after we were quarantined for a couple of months, we love people. So we're more than happy to host guests on the campus. So don't be shy, come see us, and thank you for your time and have a good evening. I think, hang on, we're gonna have a wrap up here.
Yeah, just a thank you to Scott and Bobby from State Tech for joining us this evening. And just a reminder, as you log off of this session, you'll have a short survey. We appreciate your feedback, and go to moacac.org and sign up for a few more sessions this week and next week. Thank you and have a good night.